Hello and welcome back to the 24th of March. This is the coronavirus update 9.0 and my name's Adrian Cockings. Now, if you're only just joining us because you're the first time watcher, what I've been basically doing is trying to update people on the current situation in Spain with the coronavirus and the emergency state. And I've basically been trying to translate a lot of the Spanish news for the expats here in Spain who might not understand the language or maybe gets lost in translation. So first of all, thank you for everyone who has been sharing all these videos as well. We are reaching around 10,000 views every single video within a day, so thank you so much for that. We're receiving so many new likes. I think the page, if I'm not mistaken, has surpassed 1,600 likes within a week, which is unbelievable. I never expected anything like that to happen. So thank you very much. So keep liking, keep sharing. I will be putting up the video links after this at the top of the description of this. This link you'll be able to share in emails, WhatsApp groups, iMessenger, basically everywhere, because a lot of the people who are sharing these videos, they are sharing with different people who may not have Facebook or may not have the means to get to Facebook as well. So I'll be sharing the URL of this video, and every time we go live as well, I'll try and share that specific video too. Right, so we've got a couple of updates that we're going to try and catch on today, and we're going to try and catch up as soon as possible with all of these. Renee, hi again. It's like I know you now. You are welcome guest at my home. Wow, I really appreciate that. Well, first of all, just whilst we're waiting for the majority of the people to arrive, because I have noticed within the first minute everyone normally arrives. Now, this is where we're going to try and do something new here, okay? For all the people who do want to watch, I think it's become kind of like an escape. At 4 o'clock every day, a lot of you do like to come to these videos just so you have half an hour away from just being stuck at home. You know, you have someone to talk to interact with. You know, the community that is in this chat that we always talk to and I try and respond to. They are always so welcoming, so friendly. So I think it's a nice escape for a lot of people just once a day, just to get away from just being at home doing nothing. So we are live every single day at 4 p.m. When I say we, it's just myself, but my wife's always helping me behind the scenes. So what I would like you to do, if you have your mobile phone, go into your mobile phone, obviously unlock it. This is my old mobile phone, but just to show you what you can do is to go into your clock, if I can find my clock on my old phone, which I cannot, and set an alarm. Set an alarm for 4 o'clock every day, and every single day you'll be able to come and watch us live on this Facebook page. So set a curfew. I cannot find my clock on my old phone. How terrible is that? No idea. Oh, there it is. First page. So set an alarm, try and set it for 4 o'clock. If you're in the UK, set it for 3 p.m. and you can come and join in with the chat, come and join as I do these live, and then you don't have to catch up afterwards. But even if you don't catch up or catch it live, you can always catch up because I always share to the page afterwards. Right, we've got a couple of rumours and fake news that we're going to try and debunk first of all. Well, to start off with, in Spain, we have reached the critical amount of infected. We are on week 2 at the moment, and the government have basically been stating that this is going to be the worst week for Spain. At the moment, as it stands, we are around 40,000 people infected, just under, in fact. Now, 5,000 of those are emergency staff workers. So if you try and work out the percentages there, those 5,000 people who are trying to save lives, this includes nurses, doctors, social workers, anyone working in residences for the elderly, police, Guardia Civil, fire department. 5,000 of these helpers, I would say, they are infected, which is such a shame, but they're putting their life on the lines, especially for us. So what can we do in return? We should stay at home. It's as simple as that. Now, in Spain, there has been 2,859 deaths, and that's a big jump up from yesterday, but there are 3,875 people who have been cured and released from hospital, which is amazing amount of numbers. It's always good to see that the cure rate is higher than the death rate, especially. Now, also some other figures here. I think tomorrow, I'm predicting this already, tomorrow and over the next 2 or 3 days, we are going to be experiencing some high jumps in these numbers. This is basically because the resources for testing the coronavirus haven't been sufficient in Spain, but there have been 640,000 rapid tests sent from China. They arrived yesterday and they're still arriving today. Majority are going to Madrid, but they are going to be sent down to the likes of Murcia, Alicante, Valencia, where they haven't had enough testing facilities. But I expect the numbers to be rising just because now we will be able to test a lot more people who think they have the symptoms, and the services will be able to actually go and test to make sure that they have the virus, and if they do have the virus, what condition are they in, if it is safe to stay at home, or if they have to be taken into isolation or ICU in hospital. And also we're going to talk about some fake news. As you know, people in the UK, if you are watching from the UK, you should be now on lockdown, but yet I'm still receiving messages from people who are in the UK and have been sending messages about what they can do to help or to see if they have the virus. And a lot of these rumours are starting around the holding your breath for 10 seconds. This was debunked, and I think it was in my second video. For people here in Spain, we've gone through this already. All of these are not actual facts. So please, when you get information that is sent to you via WhatsApp, and it's got the title, I received this from an NHS staff worker, please be very careful when forwarding on these messages. Why? Because it can actually cause a lot more damage than you think, okay? Do some research. I've had, yesterday specifically, a person in the UK sent me a full essay of what to do if you think you have the coronavirus, what you can do to help the effects of coronavirus, and ways that you can test. And the one thing was, you should hold your breath for 10 seconds in the morning. If you can do it, then you don't have the virus. This is not the case. That is fake news, and I hate saying that it's fake news, but it really, really is. Also, moistening your, I hate saying that word, but moistening your throat with warm water can reduce the likelihood of catching the coronavirus. That, again, it's not the case. I'm not saying don't drink water. You should always keep hydrated as much as possible. But this is not actual facts stated from, reputable scientists or government officials or anything like that. So please be very careful. Also, airing out your clothes in sunlight can get rid of the virus on your clothes. No, again, nothing like that has been confirmed. Now, if you do receive information like this, whether it's an audio message, I know there's a woman going around apparently translating from Spanish or something. If any of these messages are coming around saying that NHS staff members are sending this around, please just do research. The easiest thing to do is type in what they are saying in Google and just put fact checker. You will have hundreds of different websites saying that these are not true. Okay, now if those websites do not show and there are actually more articles from news articles, government official pages, then yes, these are probably true. It's something so simple, but yet I still have to get it across to people that do your research, okay? Even the information that I'm giving you now, I've translated this from government official websites, from their Facebook pages, Guardia Civil pages, and from the news as well. But do your own research. It's always good to do your own research. I'm just trying to get the information across to as many people as possible. Also, there has been making rounds in Spain that there is a curfew of 3 p.m. Here in Spain. Again, nothing like that has been announced. It's not on the news. It's not on any government official website. So if people are saying that there is a curfew from 3 p.m. onwards, that is not the case. That is not at all put into place. So please try to, if you do receive that information, tell the person who is sending it to stop sending it, that it is not true, okay? Right. Again, away from the fake news, because I hate having to try and, get a bit angry to the people to get the right information out there. But we're going to move on to some new things that have been happening online, from the news especially, and also from social media. Now, you guys who are watching right now, I want to know where you guys are from. We've had people from Norway messaging, which is unbelievable. I never thought that people in Norway would be watching my live feed, especially. So, where are you from? Put a flag, an emoji flag of where you are from, where you are watching, even if you want to put the town or the city where you're watching from as well. Brilliant. I want to see how far this live feed goes. And even if you want to share it even more, let's get it out to even further places. Let's try and get, people from America watching this. Then share it. Click that share button below and we'll see how many people we can get into this live feed. I believe yesterday we got to 309 live people at once, which is amazing. So also online, we've been seeing a lot of challenges. Now, challenges I think are a great idea. Now, you might have seen all these challenges from the previous years, the Ice Bucket Challenge, simple things like this, which can bring a community together, can bring a lot of people together, especially, but only when it is in only when it's in good situations to do this, okay? Now, the Ice Bucket Challenge, of course, they were raising money for charity. Fantastic. I've actually seen a couple of challenges that have been going online. I think, great. I think if it's under the correct circumstances and you're going to be okay about it, yes, but you have to be safe. Now, there was one challenge that I saw yesterday and today where people are doing handstands and taking off a t-shirt. Now, if we were out of the whole coronavirus emergency state situation, I think, well, people who are healthy, they could try it. But you've got to think about the repercussions of this. What if you were to fall? Now, when you're doing a handstand and you're trying to take a t-shirt off, you're going onto one hand. And what if your hand slips? What if you go onto your collarbone and you break or dislocate your collarbone? You would then have to go to hospital to get that, put back in, and you're going to be wasting critical time from doctors and nurses who should be focusing on the emergency that is at hand at the moment. So I see the challenges. I think, wow, that's really nice that it's bringing people together, but please be sensible with it. I think people doing handstands and trying to take off their t-shirts whilst doing it, I don't think that is safe. I think you're actually doing something that is not proactive to this situation. I know people are nominating people, but if you are nominated, especially to do something like this, please decline, because I really think if something were to happen to you, you've got to keep safe. So if something like this were to happen to you and you would break a collarbone, or worse, knock yourself out, have a concussion, have head damage, please stop, okay? It's just common sense. It really is common sense at this stage, okay? Now, if you need reminding of this, well, I'm your reminder, okay? Now, we've also seen a couple of other people where they've been jumping in the pools here in Spain. Again, I see no harm, just in case, if you have maybe some illnesses, you have a cold or maybe pneumonia, don't do this, obviously. You could actually cause a bit more harm to yourself if you're going into freezing cold water. But the main part of jumping into a pool is maybe people will start jumping into communal pools. That is not allowed in Spain. It's actually illegal to go into communal areas, and especially into a communal swimming pool. So please don't do this whatsoever, okay? But if it's a private pool, if it's heated and you want to, if you're healthy, then yeah, I don't see why the harm in that could be. I've seen a couple of people in wetsuits doing it. I laughed. I think that's a cracking job, maybe to send to people back in the UK. But yeah, that's kind of my rant over. Now we're going to be going on to some news that has happened in Spain, but it's actually reached news in the UK. And this is going back to the whole fake news thing, but it's also to do your research on this. Now, there was news about dead bodies found in a retirement home, and it said in the title that these dead bodies were abandoned by the people working in the retirement home. Now, this is not the case. This is just the title, and in fact, they never did a deep dive. They never did actual fact-checking on this. Now, the full story, if you can actually find in El País, English, there is El País, which is a Spanish news organization. They actually have a website that is fully English orientated, so you will have everything in English. Now, the full story there is actually not that they were abandoned, but they could not be touched. Anyone who dies with the coronavirus, they could not be touched for at least 24 hours. That is the regulation that has been put into place. So anyone who is working at those retirement homes, they could not touch the deceased for 24 hours. Now, of course, this is health regulations, but the news organizations in the UK have basically been splurring out that dead people have been found by the army in residencies in Spain. This is not the case. They could not be touched. Now, yes, there are still living people in the residencies, and there are still workers there without the correct resources, so they can't go into these rooms to remove any of these. Now, the reason that they are not being removed from these residencies is because the funerary services are overwhelmed with the amount of deaths that are going on. And they have been taking a long time to get to these situations where someone has died in a residency area or a residency community. They will get there, okay? They definitely will get there, but it will take time. So if any of this news has come out and you're seeing this in the UK, that the Spanish are abandoning dead people, this is not the case, okay? You do not need to scare people about what's happening in Spain. Just do a bit of research. Again, I keep going back to it. Do your research. Right, we'll move on to a couple of other things that we've that's come out in the news today that I've literally just finished watching at 3 o'clock. The Olympics in Japan has been postponed until 2021. Yeah, I think that was a sensible idea for them to do. All the chapels of rest, all the cemeteries, and all the masses or the ceremonies to say goodbye to the deceased have all been cancelled as well. So if you are trying to get to a cemetery to see a deceased one or the chapel of rest, this cannot happen anymore. They have now closed all of these to the public. So if by any chance you have had a deceased family member, friend, or someone in your community, I'm very sorry, but you will not be able to go to the chapel of rest to say your goodbyes. Best thing you can do is tonight just have a little minute to think of them. That's it. Right, moving on to Ryanair. Now, news came out from Ryanair that they are expecting, now this is where a lot of people are saying that all flights are cancelled and grounded. No, Ryanair are expecting to ground all their flights throughout April and May. They will, however, be doing emergency flights. Now, these emergency flights will take place for people getting back to their resident country. So if there are Spanish in the UK, in Ireland, in other parts of France, Germany, etc., Ryanair will still be doing emergency flights to get people back to their home country. However, they won't be doing anything else, as in flying people on holidays or anything like that, which should be the last thing on your mind right now. So yes, it is expected. It's not confirmed, but it is expected. And moving on to UK. Now, of course, the UK are on lockdown. This was announced a couple of days ago by Boris Johnson. And yet I'm still seeing on the news in Spain here, especially the correspondent who was live in the UK, he was in a park. And of course, there's families out and about playing with their kids, playing with their dogs. I really can't imagine what is going through their minds right now. You guys in the UK, you're a week behind us, but we are on full lockdown here in Spain. We can't go out to exercise at all. And yet we are still getting the numbers of 40,000 people infected within a week. So please, if you're in the UK, share this with someone and just tell them to stay inside. Or if you know someone in the UK who is not really worried about being infected or anything like that, share this video with them and please, please, please stay at home. We're trying to create a hashtag. I know everyone in the UK has been trying to create the hashtag of stay at home. We changed our banner on the page to stay at home or quédate en casa. So, you know, I can't do anything else. Just say it. Just do. Stay at home. Please, please, please. Right, and the next thing is self-employment. Now, of course, we were trying to wait for all the news from government officials government officials or the president to make an announcement for autónomos. Now, before the announcement or any announcement has been made, I've been trying to do research. I've been speaking to some solicitors as well, and we've actually had comments from people, you guys, messaging and saying what is actually going to be happening with the self-employed people here in Spain. Now, if you are self-employed, you have probably already heard that you'll hopefully get 70% of your monthly wages or your monthly costs. So if you are making €1,000, let's say, every single month, then you'll be trying to hopefully getting around €700. I think they put it as the minimum of 660 euros per month for anyone who is autonomo. But there are certain circumstances that you will have to follow. The first thing is there is no time limit of how long you've been self-employed. Now, we were told at the start, a couple of days ago, that you will need at least minimum of 3 months. From what I've done for my research, that is not the case. If you are self-employed in Spain and you've only been on for a month or so, you will still be able to apply for these benefits. Now, when I say you are still able to apply, this is for everyone right now who is self-employed. You have to apply to get the benefits from the government. Now, you do this through your solicitor. So the best advice I can give you right now is talk to your solicitor or someone who is doing your books for you. Now, when you apply, you are most likely going to have to be, or the solicitor will most likely have to go through to La Mutua. Now, La Mutua is basically a government company that will approve your application to get benefits or not. Now, they do everything from maternity leave to sick pay. They basically cover everything to say if you are able to work or not able to work and why, and then give the reasons, etc. Now, if that's the case, it's difficult to say what's going to happen. Now, we've had a comment or a message earlier today of someone who is also in real estate, and he spoke to his solicitor and he said he might not receive it because the job that he can do is something that he can do online. Now, of course, I said to him, well, how are we meant to show properties and then sell, or how are we meant to sell properties if we can't show the properties? So that's how La Mutua can work. They can turn around and say, no, your application is declined because you can do your job online. That's scary. If that is the case, then it could cause a massive backlash. But again, this is not confirmed. We don't know if the government are going to turn around and make the announcements of brilliant, everyone is going to get, whoever is self-employed, you are going to get at least 600 euros no matter what your case is. But we don't know if this is going to be the case. So the best thing we can do at the moment is speak to your solicitor. Get on the phone with them. Adrian, my assessor, wants 50 euros just to apply my request. Oh, wow, Darren. Yeah, solicitors are solicitors, so they could put in an extra charge. They're in the right to do it. It's not ethical, but they are in their right to do it. If that's the case, you maybe have to try and find another solicitor. God, I don't know where to go with that. Now, so what can we take away from this? Do some research, okay? I'm trying to still do research as we speak. Now, I speak fluent Spanish and I'm able to read Spanish. My wife is also doing research as well. We've got my solicitor, who my brother has actually spoke to. Now, we're still getting all the information because they're being told stuff and they're reading stuff. So it's all just a big mess at the moment. We're still trying to find the correct procedure to apply for your benefits if you are self-employed, and hopefully try and get all this sorted as soon as possible. So what we're going to try and do is, well, that's basically it. I don't know where I'm going from that. That's self-employment. Now, we thought we were going to have a bigger announcement of how to do it, how to apply for it, but the best thing you can do is just speak to your solicitor, okay? Now, we're going to finish up with a couple of things. I've actually had a story that I would just want to just quickly get out to you guys, and maybe someone can help here. But before that, again, if you have symptoms of the coronavirus, and the symptoms are a cough, a dry cough that you may have had for a couple of days, a fever of more than 38, I believe, and also shortness of breath, or you are struggling to breathe. These are the 3 symptoms of the coronavirus. Now, if you have the symptoms, if you are in the Murcia region, which I think majority of you are, but I could be wrong. If you are in the Murcia region, then you should call 900-212-121, and that is the helpline for coronavirus infected people. Now, get through to them, insist of speaking Spanish, but if you can't get through, then you can always call 112, and that's all of Spain. If you think you have the symptoms, all 3 symptoms of the coronavirus, you can call 112. And insist on speaking to someone who speaks English. They should have a translator who can translate for you, but if not, me and my wife, we are here to help. If you can't speak Spanish and you aren't getting through to anyone and you think you have all 3 symptoms, message me on this page, send me a comment, and I'll try and make the phone call for you, or my wife will try and make the phone call for you, and we'll see if we can get some emergency staff or emergency services out to you to help do the test. And then the last 2 things that we're going to talk about is anyone who has a 3D printer. Now, I doubt anyone in the comment is going to have a 3D printer here, but if you know a company or if you know someone who has a 3D printer, there are people out there, companies that do have these services or do have these printers, and they are currently printing medical equipment for all ICU in ICU wards in the hospitals, and all medical staff as well. Now they are making basically the machines to help patients breathe. They are making masks for people, and the schematics I'm actually going to try and share onto this page. So if you know anyone who does have a 3D printer, please try and help. You can download the schematics. You can start 3D printing these schematics, which will be either a mask or maybe making a respiratory machine that could maybe help save a life. If you can, fantastic. And the last thing, I'm trying to get to people who are in Cabaroi, Torrevieja area. Now, a woman came through to me a couple of days ago where she and her husband have a new baby, just like myself, and she actually came through congratulating myself on having a baby. She also thanked me from the service, but she also offered baby clothes to myself, which I thought was really, really sweet. We're lucky enough to have so many friends and family donate and give us as presents as well, so many different baby clothes too. Now, she messaged me yesterday. Now, unfortunately, her husband has been let go from work. She is currently not working. She's a full-time stay-at-home mum. Now, of course, their resources now are very, very limited. And what they have had is the apartment that they are renting has actually had an incident in their roof. Now, they are having water. Now, of course, we're in rain at the moment in the south of Spain, in the Murcia region, Valencia area. We are in, well, not torrential rains, but there's a lot of rain going on. Now, her roof has broken, and she is actually in need of someone to help and maybe go out and try and fix this roof. Now, she said it's only about 9 or 10 different tiles, but the damage that is actually causing, the water that is coming into the house. Now, they're just, again, a bit worried. They want to try and fix it as much as possible, but of course they are limited on funds, and they might not have enough money to pay the full price. So if there is a roofer out there, now, I normally don't do this, and please try not to send me all of the stories and try and get help. I will try and help as many people as possible, but if there is a roofer out there, and maybe a retired roofer or someone who could help, even just doing it at cost price, maybe just the parts, maybe it could be nine tiles or 10 tiles, but maybe if there is someone out there, or someone in the Cabaroi area, in Torrevieja area, and someone who can maybe go to this woman's house to fix the roof, I really, really hope that someone would offer their services. Or if you know someone, that you would tag them in the comments here, or send this video to them and tell them to watch at the end. And if we could find someone that could maybe help her, then wow, I will be absolutely blown away. I really, really would. I didn't want to do any of these in the videos, but I just felt a little bit more personal because she's got a new baby as well, and I have a new baby. I would feel heartbroken if someone wasn't able to help, or if I didn't have enough funds to be able to do it as well. So if there is a roofer out there, contact me. I'll try and get you in contact with this woman, and maybe we can try and get someone out there to try and fix the roof. But that is it for today. Now, I haven't answered any questions in the comments because it does distract me as I'm trying to do the live videos. I will go through the comments now afterwards. My wife as well, she will also be, I think she's watching live at the moment now. She'll probably be responding to a lot of your comments as well. So if you have any questions regarding coronavirus in Spain, if you're unsure about traveling plans or what you can and cannot do, put your comment down below and we'll try and get back to you within the next hour or so, just to make sure that you guys are completely safe. Well, that is it for me today. I had a lot of a rant in this video, so I do apologize for that, but all 360 of you guys are absolutely amazing for sharing these videos. And yesterday, oh, there you go, my wife is right there. She says, yes! So, all of you guys who have shared the videos, and all of you guys yesterday who shared photos and videos of me, of people who were playing We Are the World as the song at 8 p.m. Now, we're trying to do this every single night. I honestly do not mind. If you do not like the song and you don't think it's an anthem, I don't care. You can play whatever you want, but go out there and start playing some music just to show that you are supporting the emergency staff out there, all the delivery workers, the supermarket workers, anyone who is actually working in this emergency state right now to try and make sure our well-being is healthy and and we are eating and getting the correct everything basically. So if you are around 8 p.m. tonight and you do not have anything to do, go out onto your balconies or even open up your windows. We've chosen the song We Are the World. I never chose it, I'm sorry, but all you guys voted for We Are the World. If you want to go out there and play another song, just blast it out. Show your support and do as much as you can for anyone that might hear it. So guys, that is it from me today. If you've got any more questions, just make sure you comment below, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. here in Spain, okay? Bye guys. Didn't switch off.